I've always enjoyed when filmmakers and actors do movies that are maybe a little against the grain from what people might think. The Pennies from Heaven with Steve Martin, was that a real risky thing for him to do? Maybe too risky?
No, he lobbied to get that role. He recognized in that material an opportunity to expand himself, and I think his entire career has been built on the bedrock of the work that, because he was totally untrained in every discipline. He learned how to tap dance with that movie. I coached him for 3 months acting. He took dance lessons for 7 months. We had 8 weeks of rehearsal. He had, everything was supported to support him, and it changed his life. But he wanted that role. Actually, I wanted Al Pacino, but Al Pacino didn't have the guts to do it. He was afraid of it.
Oh. Now, another film of yours, a dance film that was very successful, Footloose.
Right.
Now, nowadays, I think they would get some like 25-year-old director who had done a couple of music videos to do something like that. When you were doing that film,
actually, when I was doing that film, everybody thought it was my son who directed it. They couldn't believe that I had done it. So.
Well, were you surprised at how successful that film was? And is it true that you were considering Tom Cruise for that movie?
Yeah, well, I wanted Tom, but he had just committed to Risky Business and wasn't available. But he read for me. I remember that day very well, and it was clear that he was, you know, going to achieve something. But I was very happy with Kevin. I mean, I think Kevin's a superb actor.
Barbra Streisand has this reputation now of being a perfectionist. You know, tinkers a lot with her projects. When you worked on the music sequences for Funny Girl, was she as confident and as sure of herself back then?
Well, she had played that role for 2 years, so she certainly knew that material. And I remember that she had, you know, it was a show that had tried out of town, and she had a copy of every single line of dialogue that was written for every version of that, for every play version, every script version. She had a stack of scripts that were this high. She would work through in order to retrieve a moment that she had remembered as being positive.
You know, with this film, Boys on the Side, there's a great cast of women. Another movie of yours that had a great cast of women was Steel Magnolias. And I'm wondering, with that film, when you have all those different women, different personalities, different maybe egos, how do you treat a cast like that? As a director, do you treat the people to make sure no one gets stepped on?
Right, well, you make sure that no one gets stepped on and that no one is ignored and everybody has equal time and everybody is treated as an important principal person, as an important person, whether or not they've got star billing or not. You know, in the case of Steel Magnolias, it was my choice to elevate Julia to the same billing as the other women, even though she had done nothing up till then to justify that. And she got the same trailer that Sally got, or, you know, so she was treated very well, and that was in order to dignify her presence and make her feel positive about it.
I was very impressed with the logistics of doing this film. When I was in high school, I did some Super 8 movies, and we did one movie where we had a lot of stuff on a roadway, like cars chasing each other.
Yeah, it's tough.
And, you know, they go by, and then they got to turn around, go all the way back.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it when it's 0 degrees out and it's 29 below with the wind factor.
Yeah, did you envision it being that
Well,
complex with buses and all that?
Oh yeah, I knew that because that was all planned for,
Yeah.
but I didn't know it was going to be that cold. But I mean, that shooting that sequence and cameras in the bus and in the car was planned for. That was what way I saw it. I didn't want to use towing cars because I always thought it looked unreal, and I didn't want to use camera mounts because they're not flexible enough, so everything was shot handheld.
And has this film made you want to take your wife, get in a minivan, and drive across the country now?
Oh, I don't think I'd ever do that. No, I did enough driving in this movie. No, I want to go in a nice, comfortable plane, get there as fast as I can, and take it easy.